Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I'm here today with our mini album advent calendar book box. You're gonna hear some thunder and stuff. We're about to have a massive storm, so don't worry about it. I don't have a actual video of me doing the book. I recorded the whole video. It took me 45 minutes from start to finish. And somehow the audio was corrupted, and so it only played the audio every like 10 minutes or so. So it was like super annoying. So, and it would not let me do a voiceover. So I'm sorry, but I don't have a step-by-step video. This is very easy. So please use your cutting guide in the description box. I used 2 pieces of chipboard, which measure 7 by 12, and then the spine was 2 by 12. You could make your spine as thick as you want. Mine is just 2 inches because my boxes are an inch, and I wanted it to close all the way. If you don't want it to close all the way, use a bigger spine. It does sit like this. You can add a ribbon closure if you want to. Mine, well, first of all, I don't have ribbon, and second of all, it closed perfectly, so I didn't need it. Okay, let's go ahead and open it. Look at how absolutely gorgeous this turned out. If you make your spine bigger, you can add more boxes, because right now I have 3, 4, 5, 6, I have 8. So if you want a true 14 days before Valentine's Day or 12 days before Christmas or whatever you're counting down, you know, just make your spine bigger, and you can add boxes in between there, and you can add boxes on your cover. You know, you're good to go. So our albums are in here. Super fun. So if you're looking at the cutting guide, this is box A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Okay. These 2 we made previously. I typed in the description box where you can find the tutorials for these 2. And this box here will have a tutorial. I think this comes out on Wednesday. These ones, I do not have a tutorial, but we're going to do it together real quick. They're going to be the same process, just with the different measurements. So just cut your paper according to the cutting guide in the description box. So this box opens left to right. This was our 3 by 4 waterfall folio. This one opens horizontal, no, left to right. This is the candy box. That would be on Wednesday. This one opens up horizontal. This is our accordion book. I use book 2. This side opens right to left. This is our no hinge book. I think it's book 1. This is the Raffaello coconut ball box tutorial. The coconut caramels. This box here, this was our stack the deck hinge with the chipboard cover. And the last one is our 2 by 3 folio. So I will link the construction videos for all 5 of the books. If I have time, I will link the videos for these 2. I won't be able to link the video for this one because this one's going to come out after this video comes out. So if you try to click on it, you'll just say it's not there. But it will be there Wednesday. So, yeah. And then here is the back. Because I used 7 by 12 chipboard, you're going to have to get creative with your paper if you do not have 12 by 12 paper, which I didn't, because I don't have any paper collections here. So I'm printing them from the internet, and I'm using A4 paper, which is 11 3/4. So you still have that big, gap, and I didn't want that much of a border, and so I just layered up. I did gold, black, gold, and then pattern paper. because for whatever reason my computer does not allow me to turn the margins off, and so the paper ends up being like 11 1/4 or something like that. Like it's smaller than the A4 size. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do one of the boxes. Let me get some paper. Here we go. Okay, so for all of your book boxes, you're going to do the same method. You need 2 pieces of whatever the measurement is. So let me look on here. We'll just do, I'm trying to find the smallest one. Well, how I figured it out was with my yellow book, the lidded box template. And we just plugged in our numbers. We put in how big was the mini album, and I added 1/8 of an inch because I wanted it to be slightly bigger than the album. And then I just did the measurements. So I did, 2 of the boxes have the same exact measurements, and then the other 3 have different ones. And so I just put them in different ink colors so I knew what was what, and that's how I figured it out, you know, what measurements I needed. And so let's do the box for the this one down here. Okay, skinny long box. We're gonna do this one. This is like the faux pizza box style because it looks like it's a pizza box, but it's not. It's the lidded box that we glued the hinge. And so the process again is the same exact for all of the boxes. Just follow the cutting guide. So you know what, this paper's not going to work because this paper is the one that's well, I just went across the room. It's 2 fibers for my paper trimmer. Okay. Okay, so when you're doing for book 5, which is letter F, you need 2 pieces which are 4 5/8 by 7 1/8. Okay, so on the short side, I'm going to go ahead and cut the 7 1/8. And then on the long side, I'll do the 4 5/8. 1 3 5. Check my measurements. Yep. And another piece 4 5/8. 1 3 5. Perfect. Okay. And it is scored on all 4 sides at 1 inch. So both pages, both pieces. 1 inch. 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. If you want to know how to plug the numbers into my book, I do have a playlist on how to use my books. This is the yellow book, the lidded box template. So you can learn that. And every Wednesday I do a box, which I do plug in the numbers. This year I have decided to go a little bit faster when we're doing the boxes. So hopefully that works out for everyone. I can obviously change back to going super slow, but I think we're ready. Okay. Now, the bottom tray, which I call them trays, so the bottom box, is going to be the same for every single one of your lidded boxes. You're going to varnish. You're going to pick either the short side or the long side to cut your tabs. So this time I picked the long side, and I'm going to cut the score line. Miter, cut the bulk, score line, miter, and bulk. Whatever you do to the bottom, you need to do to the top, vice versa. So on the other long side, score line, miter, bulk. Okay, score line, miter, miter, and bulk. So for these one, for the bottom, you're not cutting anything off. You're just mitering is the biggest cut you're gonna do. Okay, and bone folder right here. I didn't miter that nicely. There we go. All right, glue, which of course is clogged, even though I unclogged it before I started the video. Okay. And making sure, oh, that is a lot of glue that just came out of there. Making sure you get the folded edge really well. No, I'm not going to rub my finger over that. No, thank you. Just paint that on over there, because that was a lot that came out. Okay. And make sure your sides, your cut edge is lined up with that folded edge, perfectly angled. Oh no, I just be making up words. I don't know if that's the right term. Okay. And here we go. And here we go. Line them up. This one I didn't miter very well either, but that's kind of good so I can show you why we miter. The whole point of all that mitering. Let me zoom in so you can see this. You're going to be like, seriously? Mm-hmm. I'm going to zoom all the way up so you can see this tiny little lip. That's what we're mitering off. See how it doesn't match? It has like this slope. That means I didn't miter enough when I was cutting my tab. So we're doing all of that mitering literally for this piece right here. That's it. That's what we miter for. Just so we don't have that slope. That's the only reason why we miter. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyway, so there's that. And as you can see, it didn't really matter. It didn't add or take away from the box. I just don't like to see it. All right, so the lid. Okay, before we start cutting into the lid, right, we need to determine if our boxes are going to open vertically or horizontally. Okay, directly. Okay. So technically my box, this box here is vertical because it's opening, the hinge is glued to the short side. It's just my book is horizontal and I wanted it to fit this way. So you need to decide if you want it to open on the long side or open on the short side. So how you would make that, if you say, you know what, I want it to open on the long side horizontally, then you're going to cut on your long edges. You're going to put the long side of your paper at the top and cut that way. If you want it to open vertically, you're going to put it on the short side. You're going to cut on the short side, okay? So this box, let's go ahead and make it a horizontal box. So I'm going to cut on the long side. So I'm putting the long side at the top. Down here, I'm going to cut the score line. I'm going to miter. And I'm going to cut the bulk. Okay? I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Score line, miter, bulk. Okay? Now, the lid is the only time we do not do the same thing to the top that we did to the bottom. You're going to rotate it around, and now you're going to cut off your two squares completely. No mitering, just cut off your 2 tabs. Okay, so it should look like this. Okay, and now you're just going to do the same thing with your tabs. You're going to add glue, making sure you get it all the way up to that score line. Add your cut edge to your score line, making sure that is a great angle. Okay, so now your box looks funky like this. It's supposed to. So what I like to do is put my box cover on, tap it down, and now I'm going to glue right up to that score line on that extra flap. No, we do not miter this at all. That's the biggest question I get. No, because you want it to match completely. So now you're going to force it to go all the way down on your bottom tray. It's not going to want to go all the way down, but you're the boss and you make it go all the way down to the bottom. It will go eventually. You have to do some tapping, but it will go. Okay, I'm going to open mine slightly and make sure that glue is adhered. Put your bone folder in there. Put your fingers in there, whatever you need to do to make sure that that glue is on there. And you're going to let it dry for a second, making sure you can fold your box lid back without any resistance. You want to check that before your glue is completely dry, because if it's resisting opening, that means you probably just put glue on your score line and you just need to wipe it off. And that is it. Okay. So that's the same process for all of your boxes. You take your circle punch, add a little notch if you wish. There you go. So that's all you have to do. And that, let me move this onto the frame. So see, we did it this way. If we would have did it the short way, it would have opened left to right. So yeah, that's how you do your boxes. Once you have all of your boxes done, you know, you're going to cover your chipboard, and we've done many chipboard covers. Oh, my pages coming up. And I honestly would recommend just covering with a solid color, because again, my paper wasn't long enough, and so I had to color block, and then I didn't like it, and then I realized you're not going to see it anyway except for this tiny little piece that's peeping out on either side. So I would suggest doing a solid color. If you have to color block because your paper's too short, go for it. Just do it in the same color, or you can even do a different color. But so here you can see my color blocking because I had to do 2 different pages and cover up the middle. So, or you can, you know, you can layer, but you're not going to see it anyway because the boxes are completely covered, covering the paper. So once I made the box and I laid them out where I wanted them, how I wanted the design, then I just glued the bottom and added it directly to my chipboard cover. So for my chipboard cover, in case you're wondering, I did use P3 tape, which is Kathy King's tape. You can do traditional cardstock covering, Tyvek, you know, however you cover your cardstock, you can do that. If you need tutorials on that, I have plenty of mini album covers, the Advent book box covers. I have a ton of those videos that you can find. But that is my box. She's heavy. She's so cute. I didn't put this specifically Valentine's Day. Right now, it's just kind of love for coffee and cake and a little bird. Because I I have a couple people that I want to give to, but they're locals, and I don't know if they celebrate Valentine's Day here. So I didn't want to put Happy Valentine's Day if they don't celebrate Valentine's Day, because right now it's just, you know, just a love theme. So you can always add whatever you want. This year, I kind of think I'm going to do something different. I'm adding a little my name and the year down on the bottom of my spines, because even if I give these away or make them for someone, people have been selling things that I have made them, or they, you know, custom made, they paid me to make them. They've been selling them and not giving me credit, and not giving, you know, like they'll buy it from me for like 50 bucks and they'll sell it for 80. Which, I mean, is it tacky? Yes. Is it wrong? Not really, because once somebody buys something from you, they can do what they want with it, right? So, I'm putting my name on there. And I also snuck it in the spine somewhere. I wrote my name in there, so that way you can't really see it, but credit, you know, mama credit. Anyway, so that is our book, you guys. It is super big and awesome, and I love it. And all of our little books fit with extra candy boxes. Super fun. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.